All right, Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Shemi Shai. I want to give double honor to the apostles of great men, son, I do rule well. Salutations to the men of the whole land, saints elect. This is a brother Makazar from a Trinidad camp. So I want to do a little edification for the elect's sake. And the name of this lesson would be, Let Us Return into Egypt. Right? And the reason why I still let us return into Egypt, because, this is something that Israel said a lot in the wilderness. As soon as, in their minds, trouble struck. When things got hard, or so-called got hard for them, they would say, let us return to Egypt. All right? Because, the Egyptians dealt with them better than the Most High. In this modern sense, it have KFC, it have the McDonald's, it have the pizza places. You go and you could buy anything you want at any time, have the best drinks. But then in the wilderness, the Lord fed them with manna. And they got tired of that. They might, see an army rise up against them and they get frightened. But they know in Egypt they had that security. All right? So they will actually prefer to go back into slavery than to trust in the Lord Yahweh Shemi Shai. And even in these times, in the times that come in, we're going to see a lot of so-called Israelites, men that call themselves Israelite. The scripture said, surname themselves Israel. All right? Deny the Lord and deny the gospel in the time of trouble. Because one thing they haven't been doing is strengthening their mind and growing in the scriptures. All right? In this truth, you have to acknowledge the fact that not only did the scripture said the heart shall meditate terror, means that what we will do to the other nations in slavery, Lord willing, but what could be done to us during the hour of martial law and great tribulation. We could be tortured. A lot of evil things could happen to us to try to test our faith to get us to deny the Lord Yahweh Shemi Shai. But all we have to do is gird our loins strong, and this is something that we have to do from now. We can't wait till that hour to do it. We have to do it from now, strengthen our minds, which is our hearts, so that in that hour we could be able to stand. And this is why the Lord put us through all these tests to prove us and to strengthen us for the evil day. All right? But if you're not doing that, then in that time you will deny the Lord. Numbers chapter 14 and verse 1. And all the congregation lifted up their voice and cried, and the people wept that night. And all the children of Israel murmured against Moses and against Aaron. And the whole congregation said unto them, Would Yahweh that we had died in the land of Egypt, or would Yahweh we had died in this wilderness? It says, therefore had Yahweh brought us unto this land to fall by the sword, that our wives and our children should be a prey? Were it better for us to return into Egypt? Verse 4, it says, And they said one to another, Let us make a captain, and let us return into Egypt. So this when trouble struck, that is what they wanted to do. They wanted to flee from the Lord that just delivered them, that just showed them great signs and wonders and destroyed the Egyptians for their sakes, showing them that he's in the midst of them and greater than all. And because of a little tribulation, they wanted to flee. They wanted to forsake the Lord Yahweh Shemi Shai. And this is going to happen even in this time. A lot of men, a lot of women, because a lot of these women out here proud as hell. All right, these so-called Shalom sisters, they're proud as hell. All right, and in that time they're gonna forsake the Lord. You're already forsaken the husband, so guess what they're gonna do next? They're gonna forsake the Lord in that time. But the men, a lot of men gonna forsake the Lord Yahweh Shemi Shai in that hour. All right. Even worse, those that don't even call in the name of the Lord, that say Moses and Christ or Yahweh and Yeshua, all right, that don't know the true name of the Lord, they will be the first ones to deny the faith, all right, and stop calling themselves Israelites, all right. This is what they will do, because they haven't been preparing their mind even more so, their teachers haven't been preparing them for the day of trouble. All right? That is why the men of great mercy, beginning with the apostles, always keeps talking about the day of trouble, the day of trouble, the day of trouble, to warn you about the times that gonna come, so you could prepare your minds. Because that is the most preparation you could do. Prepare your minds and increase faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai to be able to stand in that day. You can't do nothing more than that. All right? If you don't do this in that time when trouble strikes, let's say, they took your children and they're going to torture your children and say, hey, deny the Lord or we're going to kill your children. And then you say, you know what? All right, cool. I will save my children's life. And you would do this just because, you fear death. And you didn't fear Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And you didn't have faith and trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And basically, spiritually, what you saying is, you know what? I will go back to Egypt. Because basically, what you're going to do, you're going to take the microchip and you're going to just choose to go back and to live that wicked life. You're going to take the chip so you could eat, so you could sleep, you could drink, your family could be safe. You could save your life for probably two hours. All right? And this is what you will do when you deny the Lord. You basically going back to Egypt. All right? You need to hold firm and keep to the name. All right? That is why Ezra said he commended them that stood stiffly for the name Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. Don't forget there's some of us that are going to die for the ministry and for the name Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. So you have to prepare your mind to take your debt. What did Job said? What? Shall we receive good at the hands of the Lord and not receive evil? That is why the scripture said Job maintained his integrity. You have to maintain your integrity and don't go back to Egypt. Don't deny the Lord. All right? It says Matthew chapter 13. Matthew chapter 13 verse 20, going straight to the point. It says, but he that received the seed in stony places, the same is he that heareth the word and anon with joy received it. And a lot of us hear the word and receive it with joy. Yet had not rooted himself. He didn't have root. He didn't have that foundation. He just sent his branches up, but didn't send his roots down. All right? But endure it for a while, for when tribulation or persecution ariseth because of the word, by and by he was offended, and guess what? He left. He forsook the Lord. He said, nah, I'm not a Hebrew. I don't believe in the Lord. I was never done with them. I used to hang out with them, but I never believed in the doctrine. This is what you would do. You would deny the Lord. When you see tribulation because of the word. When they kick on your doors during the hour of martial, you say, no, I'm not a Hebrew. I'm not a Hebrew. Yeah, I will shave off my beard. I just keep the beard for style. I'm not a Hebrew. I don't believe in the Lord. This is what some of you would do in that hour if you don't prepare your mind now. If you don't prepare your mind now to serve Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. This is what will happen to you. You would deny the Lord in that time. If you don't strengthen your hearts. The Lord said in Nahum 2:1, it says, he that dasheth in pieces is come up to thy face. Make the nation and fortify thy power mightily. All right? Strengthen your hearts. Strengthen your hearts and faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai so that you may be able to stand in the evil day. All right? This is 2 Ezra chapter 16 and verse 70. It says, for there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and tribulation because of the word. And they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord. Because guess what? We marked for that. Don't think that, the feds, the CIA, and all these, the police, they don't think that they don't know who we are and what we out there for. The elites know. All right? So they want us off the street because we adverse to their agenda, their new world agenda. All right? So they will come for us. All right? So you have to prepare your mind for that. As the scripture said, you have to count the cost. All right? It says, for they shall waste and take away their goods and cast them out of their houses. Just think about martial law and think about you in that position, because this is what it's speaking about. It says, and then they shall they be known who are my chosen, for they shall be tried as gold is tried in the fire. How they're gonna be tried? They're gonna stand stiffly for the name. They're not gonna deny the name. If they have to lose their heads, they lose their heads. If they have to watch the chair and die, they watch the chair and die. They're gonna stand stiffly for the name Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. And they shall be tried as gold in the fire. Alright? They shall be tried as gold in the fire. Then it shall be known who the Lord chose them, because they would stand stiffly and not deny the faith. And not deny the faith. What did Paul say? And what? I'm now ready to be bound and die at Jerusalem. So you have to be in that same mindset. The scripture said, who that would enter into thy holy tabernacle and thy holy hill, he that hazarded his life to his own hurt and change it not. At no point you change, you're going to be like the sons in Maccabees. You're going to stick your hands out and say, take my hands, take my neck. Because the Lord going to give you them back. And give you back even better appendages. A better body. Alright? A stronger body. A body that's not going to be susceptible to death. A supernatural, a super spiritual body. Alright? So you ain't going to be losing nothing. All you're going to be doing is gaining. Alright? So don't deny the Lord. Alright, this is the final precept here. This is Revelation chapter 3. You know what? I'll read 2 and 10 first. Revelation chapter 2 verse 10. It says, fear none of those things that thou shalt suffer. Don't fear them. Behold, the devil shall cast some of you into prison, that ye may be tried, and ye shall have tribulation 10 days. Be thou faithful unto death. Faithful unto death. And I will give thee a crown of life. Alright? So that is just the punch there. Just be faithful unto death. And the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahushua will give you a crown of life. Alright? Because you might just die for this word. Just remember that. You might just die for this word. When you came into this truth and you signed the contract of a martyr, you signed that death contract that, hey, the chances are that you could die. Alright? Just remember that. They say no boys group. They say no weekend club. This is life and death. Alright? Just remember that. So don't deny the Lord. When the going gets tough, the tough gets going. Don't deny the Lord. And with that, I want to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh Hashem Yahushai. I want to give double honor to the apostles of great men who do real well. Salutations to the men of the whole land, saints elect. This is your brother Marcus from Trinidad Camp saying Shalom and stay strong. Shalom.